Hey, what is up? Today we are going to talk about an updated version of the latest build that I showed you for Druid about 2 days ago. This is one of those builds that you can create from the beginning to the end, and it's just an awesome build overall. We are first going to talk about the equipment, the gear, affixes, stats, all that good stuff right now. What you can tell that I'm using right here is a unique helmet, which is Vasili's Prayer. This gives us damage while shapeshifted, overpower damage, maximum life, and lightning resistance. Then if we go down towards the aspect, we now have earth skills that are going to be werebear skills instead, and they fortify us. Then for insatiable fury, we have physical damage, overpower damage, damage reduction while fortified, total armor, and not only that, we will be in a permanent werebear form, which is pretty cool. Then towards the arms here, we have 52 intelligence, which I would rather have willpower. Not only that, I would replace the storm skill cooldown. Everything else is good. We also have the ability to gain 2+ ranks towards earth. Now continuing along here, we have 45 willpower, damage reduction, dodge chance against close enemies, and total armor while in werebear form. One thing I would like to mention is if you do feel the need to replace this aspect, you absolutely can. I'm not holding you back on anything there. Then if we go towards the boots, we have poison resistance, lightning resistance, slow duration reduction, and spirit cost reduction. And then for the aspect, I have nature's fury, which is going to allow us to then reset our non-ultimate cooldowns, and it's pretty useful. Then towards the ancestral legendary staff that I have here, basic skill damage, damage to close enemies, critical strike damage with earth skills, and damage to injured enemies, as well as our core skills are going to deal up to 40% based on our fortify. Then on the right side here, we have our jewelry. For the amulet, we have ultimate skill damage, overpower damage, spirit cost reduction, and 2+ ranks to envenom, as well as we have the landslide aspect, which allows us to strike up to 2 times. The ring that I have right here, the item power could be a little bit higher, but we have lightning, critical strike damage, damage to poison enemies, damage over time, and damage to injuring enemies, as well as trample actually has now the earth skill effect to it, which is going to help a lot with damage. The next ring has damage to close enemies, physical damage, life regeneration, and fortify regeneration. We also have this, which is going to be the seasonal aspect, and that allows us to have landslide with our poison creepers, which is going to again help with damage. So with that out of the way, we can then talk about spirit boons. What we have here is going to be about the same as the last time. If you guys have watched that video, we are going to choose the third one on the first row, which is going to be wariness. Then on the second row here, we're going to choose the fourth option, which is going to help with critical strike damage by 30%. Then on the third row here, we're going to choose the first one. The pack leader is going to give us a 20% chance to reset our companion cooldowns. Then on the fourth row here, we have 2 options. This is what I've used in my previous builds, although you can switch it up. Let's say that you do not want the third one here, which is just going to help out with health. You can use something like this instead, which is going to be the first option, and that's just going to help with the critical strike. Overall, it's nice to have these things, but it's better to know exactly what skills to use. We are going to use Storm Strike and choose the first 3 there. Then for core skill, we're going to choose Heart of the Wild, Abundance, Wild Impulses. Towards the right, Landslide, Enhanced Landslide, and Primal Landslide. Towards the bottom, Predatory Instinct. Then towards the bottom right here for defensive, we're going to choose Earthen, which is 5 out of 5, Enhance Earthen, and Preserving Earthen. Then towards the left, we have Ancestral Fortitude, Vigilance. Bottom left, which is going to be the companion, we're going to choose the good old Poison Creeper Enhanced, and Brutal. This skill right here, we will be able to reset the cooldown fairly quick. Continuing towards Wrath, the left side, Trample. Towards the right, Crush in Earth, Safeguard, Stone Guard. Bottom is going to be Neurotoxin, and then Envenom. This is going to allow us to have a 50% bonus critical strike. Towards the left, for our ultimate, Defiance, Natural Disaster, Resonance, and then for Petrified, we have Prime Petrified and Supreme Petrified. Quick Shift, Then to the last one, we have Heightened Senses. And last but not least, for our key passives, we want Nature's Fury. By the way, this is how I have my skills assigned. Feel free to adjust it to your liking. Finally, we can move on towards Paragon. Right here is what you want to set up. So we're going to go towards the right, choose Prime, go towards the middle, use Exploit. This will help with vulnerable damage. Then towards the left and right, we have Impel and Resolve. Towards the very top here, we're going to go towards the left, choose the Suffered Resilience. This will help with damage taken over time. Towards the middle, we want Earthen Devastation. This will help with 30% increased damage with that crowd control. Towards the right, we want Earthen Power. We got 51% critical strike damage with Earth skills, which is quite powerful. Towards the middle here, we have another glyph. This is going to be Shapeshifter because we do have a 21% critical strike chance. Then towards the left side, we're going to go towards the middle, and we want to choose another one, which is going to be Werebear, and this is a great glyph. And for the rest of this, what I plan on doing is continuing towards the left, and then eventually reaching that legendary node. So now to finish up the whole entire video, I'm going to talk about two more things. We're going to talk about ways to farm legendaries and unique items by using the Call of Ancient side quests, which a lot of you are already familiar with. And if you are, definitely feel free to skip it. I'm just informing you guys on this portion of the video because I feel like it's going to be extremely helpful for those that do want an alternative way to farm. You can use nightmares to farm great stuff like legendaries and uniques, gems, a bunch of stuff like that. Although what I prefer if I'm not able to pick up a good sigil is that I'll end up going over here towards this specific side quest, and it helps out so much. Also, speaking of sigils, if you guys did not know, you can head over towards any town, go towards the blacksmith, and you can scrap the sigils that you have. You do not need to go to an occultist for this. So if you did not know that, definitely give the video a thumbs up. It helped me out quite a lot in the end because, yeah, when you travel to some towns, they do not have occultists, so you may need to travel to Kiovashad or whatever. Instead, just go towards a blacksmith and do it that way. What you see right here is the dungeon because it is filled with a crap ton of enemies. You can get 500k XP, good legendaries and uniques. Gems are definitely popping up in this place quite a lot, so you will not run out of that when it comes down to gems specifically. I cannot wait for the material update. It's going to be so much better. And so with that to the side, you might be thinking, how do you use this build? It's honestly probably the most easiest build I've ever used. What you're going to do is use Lightning Strike to build up your spirit, use the Landslide to obviously inflict damage, then you can use Trample because you do have the Affixes, which is going to allow you to send out the landslides. That will obviously add more damage. You can use Poison Creeper, which can be activated about 3 to 4 times depending on if it does activate frequently. Then when it comes down to the ultimate, you do have the Malignant Heart, which then attracts the enemies to kind of be sucked towards you, and you can use something like Landslide, Creepers, whatever you want to inflict more damage. This is great because you can take out large groups of enemies like within a matter of seconds. It's just absolutely crazy. This is really one of those builds that you can use from the beginning to the end, like I mentioned. So you can take this straight from level 1 to all the way to level 100. That's how great this build is. It's great for just leveling up and using for end game. There are some things that you may not be able to pick up early on, yet when you do progress slowly, surely on, you will be able to grab so much more. I hope that this video has been helpful, and if it has, let me know by commenting down below. If you have any questions, definitely do so as well. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.